Hi guys, Jordan from P&P Campers. I'm just going to do your handover video on this Nissan Elgrand. It is a 2003 model and it's based on the 3.5 litre V6 petrol engine. So these engines are renowned for being, well, not only reliable but super smooth to drive and comfortable. So I'll just run you through under the bonnet first and then we'll go through to the inside in just a minute. So on the left hand side here we've got your engine battery, brake fluid just here, washer fluid in this one just here at the front. I believe this is power steering fluid, yeah, power steering fluid in that one. And this is valve saver, so it's basically just to do with the fact that it's a bigger petrol engine. But yeah, that's all that is there. Your engine coolant goes in through here, so you've got the expansion tank just here basically, and the actual main radiator cap is just here at the very front. So your engine oil dipstick is the yellow topped one here, and your filling point for that is just over here at the back. There will be, I should think, another dipstick somewhere. Usually when you've got an automatic transmission you will normally have a secondary dipstick as well. That will be in there somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, so engine oil dipstick and the engine oil filling point just there towards the back. Fuel filter just here. And yeah, so I think that's about it really for under the bonnet. Obviously this one's got air conditioning, so you've got some of the aircon details just there. But yeah, there you go. So inside the passenger door, not really much to run through if I'm honest. Huge amount of storage down here in the glove box. You've got all these kind of futuristic looking bits and pieces on the dash. I mean, these are always sort of ahead of their time when they were being built. As I said, I will run you through the inside in just a minute, but as you can see, all there, all working as you would expect. So towards the back, I'm just going to run you through these bits at the back here first, just whilst we're on the outside really. The only thing I'm going to show you really is that you've got your gas locker down here. So the gas bottle itself sits down here. So you go on the regulator, there is a little twisting valve at the top. So anti-clockwise round to the left turns it on, clockwise round to the right turns it off, and you should always turn that off before you start driving. So gas bottle's in there. Then got access to the bottom of the bed here as well. And you can see there the leather, all in really nice condition. On the off side of the back just here, we've got your hookup point. So if you do have access to a hookup cable, it is really helpful because it means that your leisure battery is going to be being charged up, and it also means you'll be able to use the two 240 volt sockets that are inside. Fuel filling point, if I just show you, you've got just here a little pulley for that, and that opens this up nice and freely. So that's on the rear off side. So the dash itself, for the year of the vehicle, is incredible really. You know, you don't really see this on any modern cars, let alone this sort of year, but as I say, they're always ahead of their time when they were doing this sort of thing. So just a brief run through of what you've got. So you've got all of the controls here for the heating system, including the air conditioning switch just there. The actual radio itself is this double din JVC down here. Hazard warning lights, obviously we're based on the automatic model. You have also got the power and snow modes, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive modes, so you can put it in auto and it should select 4-wheel drive. So it's pretty much the top spec one that you could get. There is a little diagram on the dash there which shows you what wheels are being powered basically, and it will switch between those if you choose those different modes there. For the majority of the time you just want to leave it in rear wheel drive, but yeah, there you go, very clever stuff. You've got a heated windscreen, which is that button on the left hand side there. Electric adjusting and folding mirrors, dimming the screen in here, so the center screen, you can dim and brighten that from there. But yeah, there you go. You've got the electric windows here, and I think this is to do with the doors. Yeah, there you go. So that's obviously with the ignition on. So you can lock and unlock the cab from here, and you can lock the windows from being moved from here as well. Being a Japanese vehicle, indicators are on the right, as well as the lights. Washers and wipers are on the left. All right, so sometimes that can take a little bit of getting used to, but I actually quite like it, just being there like that, nice and easy. Okay, so if I just go around the other side now, I'll show you through the inside. This is going to be a fairly short video because there's not a huge amount to run through inside, but obviously I will show you through everything I can. So, first thing I'm going to sort of run you through is just down here, which is your control panel. So it's a Sargent AC50 control panel. So very, very simple in the way it works. So you've got a main on and off switch here on the left hand side. You've then got lights, water pump, and battery level. So pressing and holding on the battery level one there will show you up your battery voltage on this little symbol here. So it's a little bit low at the moment, that's okay. All it means is that you want to start the engine up and run it for a little while, or plug the hookup cable in to get the battery charging up a little bit. So that's what all those buttons do there. Once you've got your water pump switch turned on, as long as you've got some water in the tank down here, you can then draw the water through. Okay. You can get to the other side of these cupboards from opening the other sliding door there. As you can probably see, there is a cupboard door on the other side there. So if you ever needed to get to anything from the back there, it's nice and easy to, from opening the other sliding door. So yeah, could do with a little charge up. So we've got the 240 volt switches up here. As I say, these will only work when your hookup is plugged in. And we've got the 12 volt socket there on the right hand side, which will work all the time that your power is switched on here on the control panel. So the 2-burner hob, also very simple. Assuming that you've got your gas switched on in the rear cupboard, all you need to do is basically push in and round to the left to allow the gas to come through whilst pressing on your igniter. So the ignition works like that. So push down and it lights up. So just hold that for a few seconds to warm up the thermocouple, and then we'll let go. And as long as that stays on, you're good to go, and it shouldn't turn itself off. There you go, that's how you use the cooker. As I say, your fresh water tank is just down here. Little valve there for the gas to the cooker. So you've got all your paperwork just here in this brown box, and this cap here will go on the tank if you don't want to have the pump sat inside the tank. So that's what that is there. I'll just open this one up. Nothing to show you in there. Absolutely tons of storage in this slide up locker just here. And yeah. Okay, so that's the bits and pieces up the top here. The only other sort of big thing to run you through really, I suppose, is the fridge here. So it's a Vitrifrigo fridge, and it's basically a 12 volt fridge, so it works from your leisure battery. So if you are going to be using this a lot, I would recommend definitely trying to get hold of a hookup cable to have plugged in. The 12 volt fridges do use a lot of power, so if you are sort of using it without anything plugged into the van, so no charger working or anything, you will find that after a little while it will start to kind of run itself down. So quite important, if you are going to use the fridge, which is just literally by turning this little dial here like that, turning it on. If you are going to be using that, I would, as I say, recommend having a hookup cable plugged in as often as you can. So the fridge itself has got a little freezer compartment at the top. They are only a small fridge, but you know, it is only a smaller vehicle, so you're unlikely to need much more than that, I don't think. Some storage for knives and forks and things, I should imagine, in there. So the lights, you've got various switches around the vehicle for specific lights. So this one here does your overhead lights in the pop top. So it is a 4-berth model, so you can pull these slats forwards and make a sort of bed up here. Now it is only really going to be big enough for 2 sort of smaller people or 2 kids, but you know, plenty big enough for that. These bits do unzip. I'll just do that. There you go. So on the proper summer's day, not much like this one, but you know, you can have these open and it lets so much more light through. But yeah, so a really clever design on that. Just going to zip that back up. Easy as that. We have sealed up the outside of this canvas because it was kind of a little bit porous. So we've sealed it up with Fab Seal, and fingers crossed that won't give you any issues. I mean, it's been raining on the vehicle all day long today with the roof up, and it's absolutely bone dry in here. So it looks like it's done the trick. So I don't think there's anything else to run through. If there is anything else you think I've missed out or anything you want going over, just let us know. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks very much.